about not giving up, right? I think I'll just say within myself, my whole life I felt like when everything always at the point of like, what do I do? What do I do? The one thing that I was always taught, no matter how many things I was taught, is just don't give up. Just see it through. And yesterday I was in a conversation, and we were talking about, you know, they just got accepted to Cal State Northridge, a homegirl, and she's facing a case, and she's looking at a felony, and it's going to mess her up because she wants to become a social worker. She has these dreams, but this felony, and she's like, I've been facing it for 4 years, and now I just got accepted to university. I feel like my whole life, even though it's a blessing, it's all just going to fall. And in my mind, and what I believe is when you start to do the right things start happening. Just see it through. It's because there was a time in my life where I didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring. I didn't know if I would die in prison, or I didn't know if I would be able to see it through. And I say that because when I had went in there, my role model that I looked up to was my father, and he had already had life in prison, and he had died in there after 34 years. So I figured if he was going to die in there, and he made it home for one day, but most of it was in there. It's like, in my mind, I thought for sure I was still going to probably die in here. And what I thought to myself is, whether I do or whether I don't, I'm not going to give up anymore. And so I say that to say, never once in my mind, even though emotions came and emotions went, I never once in my mind did I say, I'm going to just give up. I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to throw in the towel. And by seeing it through and continuing to do the right things, the blessing is Homeboy Industries. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be able to come to Homeboy and for the first time in my life feel like I have a family. And like this place, I feel like I'm meant to be at. I feel like my whole life was generational gangs, violence, and all I ever wanted was to be loved and to be accepted. And I feel like I'm blessed, like God heard my prayers, because I feel loved and I feel accepted, you know? And so whatever you're going through, or whatever struggles you're going through, just always remind yourself, do the right things and right things will happen. Just don't give up. All right.